Now, let's go back to the first spreadsheet, bidpigs.com. Now, we've already looked at how to input data in the bid manager. Now let's look at the auction manager. Here we have the date the auction ended, we have the item or the description of the auction, we have the link of the auction. It is not important to see the entire link. The only reason why this link is here is so we can click it like I'm about to do, and then that will bring us directly to that auction page. It's important when you're taking the links from the auction site to make sure you're in what's called the detail auction page. That is the auction page which does not have any other auctions on the screen or any other bid buttons. It's also the page that'll have the full description and details of the item. To get this, once you're in the detail page, you can just come up to your browser's address bar. Usually you can click once, or you can click and drag until you have the entire URL highlighted, and then you can right click and select cut, or you can select Control X to cut it, and then we'll come back down to the spreadsheet and you can right click and select paste, or Control V will paste as well. There. You don't need to see the entire URL, just make sure you have that little area clickable. The next item is the bid price. This is to be inputted with each auction because I know there are some auction sites that have a variable per bid price depending on the quantity of bids purchased. Also, you may have won or earned some free bids, and maybe you earned 10 free bids and then you spent 10 bids on an auction, so you just want to call that auction where you spent all 10 of those free bids. The number of bids placed in that auction, the total ended price of the auction, the total shipping cost of the auction, and the Amazon value or retail value of that item. Now, the next three columns are to help us track our item. These are asking questions. This is asking us if we've won. The next column is asking if we've paid for the item, if we've won it. And the last column is asking if we have received the item that we've paid for, that we've won. So we will change this to Y for yes, and no, we have not paid for it, so subsequently no, we have not received it. There. You now know how to input your information into the bid manager and into the auction manager. Now, let's look at the totals. The total is showing us the total amount of money we have spent in bids on the auctions, which is now showing $50.50. It came to this number by multiplying the 101 bids by the bid price. The total ended price, which is just the total of all of the ended price of the auctions that you have won. The total shipping cost. Same thing, every auction that you've won, the shipping price, all added up, is right here. And finally, the Amazon value of all of the auctions that you've won. Now, I keep stressing the auctions that you've won. That is because when you do not win an auction, you will not only answer that question as no, and then paid and received will receive X's because they do not apply, but we will also zero out the Amazon value, the shipping cost, and the ended auction price. Why are we doing this? We're doing this because we are not paying for the auction, we're not paying for the shipping, we're not being compensated with the item. Therefore, we're only left with the total amount of money spent in bids, which leaves us with a negative $50.50. And we also see that we have 509 bids remaining. So let's go over and see just how this looks once you've got a couple of auctions under your belt at one penny auction site. Here we've gone to the Lincoln Bids spreadsheet.